Chris joins us now live from Australia.
Enjoy a cup of tea. A world
Chris, first of all, good morning. Lovely cup of tea. Magnificent monocle.
Thank you so much. It's really good to have you back in the United Kingdom.
Thank you, Chris.
I'm talking about you.
I'm
talking about you, yes.
Well, thank you, mate. We thought we'd have a nice, cosy chat with you, and then suddenly, 10 minutes ago, there's bombshell news that Lady C has walked out. What do you know about this?
I knew nothing about it until I heard the lady speaking over the airwaves here, so I didn't know anything about that at all. I'm as shocked, stunned and surprised as you.
Well, that's interesting. But I mean, we understand it's down to medical grounds. Do you know what... I mean, have you got any idea about the... Was she doing all right?
Well,
we've been enjoying her performance. We love her interactions with other people.
Yes.
But is there something
Yes.
wrong that we don't know about?
Well, no, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, all the time she was in there, I was her carer. I mean, the word ally has been used, but I was more her carer. You see, she could look after herself in terms of conversations. No one could push her around. I was the person to make sure that she didn't do any arduous work. I was the person to make sure that she didn't fall because the terrain can be treacherous. So to me, she looked like she was in good form all the time in terms of her health.
Yeah, I just wonder whether it took a toll on her. I mean, I remember, you know, we've seen you describe yourself as her carer. We've seen you counsel her on certain occasions, saying, you know, just rein it in a little bit, don't be so negative. Were you worried about the sort of things that she was saying to other people?
Well, you know, there's me caught between a rock and a hard place, or my conundrum was the fact that I had to care for her, but at the same time, she would get involved in these spats of which she needed no protection on, and she was brutal, and you know, there's nothing I could do about that, because when you try to tell her not to do something, it's like speaking to a giant of a brick wall. She was resolute, staunch, and resolved, and just the type of character you would expect of a woman who's lived a privileged life, one. Two, is extremely intelligent, an IQ of 154, and, you know, extremely charming when she wants to be, but extremely cutting when she has to be. She said to me, I will not be bullied. I asked her at one point to apologize to Tony for hurting his feelings. I said, Tony's children are watching, come on. She said, that's how you deal with bullies, so that they never come back. I said, if you have this attitude, if you have this mindset, it can't be good in the long run. But she is who she is, and she has been, as I know, a star of the show. I mean, the producers, must be trying to get her back in, because she has been such a pillar for the show.
Chris, we've had Frank Bruno in today, and then we're going to interview him again in a few minutes. He was very interesting about how difficult it is and has been for him, and he also mentioned you and other boxers. Once you leave the superstar ring and all the attention that comes with it and the training regime and the adrenaline and everything else, how difficult it is to adapt to normal life. You're in the jungle, you know, is that one way that you've chosen to cope with filling the void?
Well, the way you fill the void is always by being little, because when you're little, you have nowhere to fall. So humility is always the marker. At least for me, it's worked for me. That's what I've learned from my elders. You know, be humble, be small, and if you're small, then you can see everything and the wonder and the magic of your life. It's only when you remain big that you can fall into problems. Now, also, while I've been in the jungle, I've been invigorated, reinvigorated, I'm inspired, and I've reevaluated my position, and I'm looking at this particular fighter in Nigel Benn and what's going to happen when I get back. I will probably have some very good news to announce.
Okay, that sounds interesting. But finally, any message for Frank Bruno? I know that you go back a long way with each other.
Of course, no, send Frank my best. He's a sweetheart. He has always been a sweetheart. You know, there's a great deal of love I have for Frank. So please send him my best.
I will. Chris Eubank, it's great to see you. I look forward to catching up with you. You are one of the great sportsmen this country has produced. I'm sorry you've left the jungle, but as always,
Thank you,
you've dealt with it with great humility and a terrific monocle.
That's really kind of you. Thank you so much. It's good to have you back also. All the best.
All the best.